What's going on, everybody? This is Zach,
And Andrew?
and we're going to talk about the last four episodes of Luke Cage 10, 11, 12, and 13, and major spoilers coming up. So if you haven't seen it, I don't know what you've been doing. It's been over a week, so you need to get on it. And yeah, so we're just going to dive right into it. Start with episode 10.
Yeah, so episode 10 is when he wakes up from the new treatment to try to treat his bullets.
Yeah.
And I loved how he acted like he had amnesia when he
Yeah.
said, "Who are you?"
Yeah, who are you? She's like, what? Claire's just like, what? Are you serious? No, I'm just messing with you.
Like, don't do that. Don't tease me about X-Men Origins.
Yeah.
Don't do that to me.
Yeah.
And then we get in this one we find out who the real Reva is,
Yeah.
and I'm not a fan.
Me neither, because I mean, from Jessica Jones, I always thought she was just a nice person, especially going through those flashbacks. She seemed like a genuinely nice person, and she convincingly said that she didn't know anything about the experiments or what's been going on, which turned out to be a lie. She knew everything.
And I don't think she deserved to be punched to death, but still.
Yeah, she just like took advantage of Luke Cage in a way, or Carl Lucas at the time.
Yeah. But I think she still did love him, but still.
Yeah, but I don't think as much. And I think once Luke found out about all that, he kind of
he's done with her.
Yeah, because they have that scene later on where him and Claire's looking over the water over at Seagate.
Yeah,
and he says, "I love the idea of her, but I don't love her."
I
just love the idea of her. So you kind of just
what she really is.
Yeah, you kind of see him. He's moving on now. He's kind of over that, because that was something even from back at the start of the show of Luke Cage, even going into the start of the show, saying, he's had that picture and he takes that picture out and he looks at it, it's like, I'm ready now, and he's like, I guess he's kind of over her now. It's like, all right, I see who you really were. I'm, screw you.
Good closure.
Yeah.
And I liked how Claire was like, "Doctor, you can't have your future." I don't remember if Luke Cage said that or Claire, but it really reminded me of Ant-Man, because it's like this technology that could be revolutionary, but it's so weaponizable.
Yeah.
It could be used to cause so much harm.
It's easily corruptible.
Yeah, so they kind of just say, like, no, you cannot spread this technology anywhere else.
Yeah, so Luke tries to, he pretty much destroys the barn.
Oh, yeah.
But
the computers and stuff.
Yeah, but come to later find out, and I don't know if it was in the next, I think it was at the end of this episode.
Okay.
The doctor, he gets that hard drive, and it's still running, and it can still pull stuff off of it, so that'll be interesting to going forward, like what happens with that.
For sure. And another note I wrote was that this series just resonates with current events so well.
Mm-hmm.
And later on, a girl says that Luke helps out, says there's something refreshing about having a bulletproof black man.
Yeah.
So I think that just adds to the popularity of the show. I mean, it already is a really awesome, really good show, but with the resonates with the things that are happening in our society.
Yeah, with current events, yeah.
Even more so.
That's something they try to do with all these shows too, or not just shows, but movies also. Going back to Winter Soldier, it was a political thriller, kind of near the time of Edward Snowden releasing all the NSA files and everything.
Yeah,
it's kind of the same thing with that.
Big Brother,
where people are spying on you or not people, but the government are spying on you, and that's kind of a theme with Winter Soldier, so they kind of keep up with that with all these movies, what's going on, stuff like that.
For sure. And I actually saw one of my friends who's black. His Luke Cage has his mom interested in Marvel now. And then he was just like, rejoice, Marvel's done it. My mom is interested in Marvel now, and I saw a picture of his mom watching Daredevil as well.
Yeah.
I can't stop. So now she's in now.
Yeah, and for me too. I mean, I got a friend. He's not a black guy, but he's been watching it, and he's like, man, this is awesome. And because I told him, he had told me a while back, probably when Daredevil season 1 came out, he was like, yeah, I watched like one episode of Daredevil. I just never finished it. And then we were talking last night, and he told me that he was like, man, Luke Cage is awesome, man. This is just great. And I was like, man, if you think Luke Cage is good, you need to go back and finish all of Daredevil and all of Jessica Jones, and then Iron Fist when it comes out, and Defenders. Because I'm like, man, you're missing out on so much stuff that you would already probably know going in watching Luke Cage if you'd have watched those other shows.
Yeah,
especially Jessica Jones, because there's that I think he's in like 6 episodes of Jessica Jones.
Oh yeah, he's a huge guy.
And there's a lot of his story in that show too. So if you would have watched that, you would have known a lot more about Luke Cage going into the show.
It definitely enriches the viewing experience.
Yeah, most definitely.
Just how we said before, watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. enriches the experience of watching any of the movies.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, so on to episode 11. This is when we have Shades gives one of my favorite lines of the whole show. He says, "What you talking about, Willis?"
Yeah.
He doesn't talk, and he doesn't say it like that, but I was a fan of Different Strokes and Gary Coleman, and that was my favorite lines. Yeah. And I thought that was just awesome.
Like, literally, LOL, laughing out loud.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Yeah.
And I thought it was cool they did an inclusion, just like we're talking how it enriches the experience. You have the assistant DA in this one as well, who's from Daredevil season 2.
Yeah.
Who I figured just got out of town, but I guess he's back.
Mm-hmm.
Now that things have cooled off.
Yeah. Well, one thing, he's kind of been dealing more in Hell's Kitchen. Now he's down in Harlem,
Maybe he just switched
yeah,
cities or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about those bullets made out of the alien metal, because they're talking about weaponizing like all the police force with that metal, and I was like, man, they could only have, and Willis Stryker, Diamondback, is talking about mass producing this stuff, but I'm like, man, how do they keep on getting this metal? Because it came from a hole in the sky, a portal. But then I think back to how big those Chitauri snakes were and how many fell out of the sky, and I'm like, yeah, they could go on for a while.
There was probably double digits that came down. I mean, there was a ton of them. So.
Oh, undoubtedly.
And probably they, all those aliens that were on Earth, they didn't just evaporate back into space. They died on Earth. So there was, they probably got metal from them too. And that was thousands upon thousands of them.
For sure. And there's a part, I don't remember it now because it's been so long, but the part when there's a kid who has like fancy moves fighting and Luke just throws him.
Yeah.
It's just awesome. It's kind of like a Hulk moment or a punching Thor or smashing Loki.
Yeah.
Or maybe like an Indiana Jones shooting that sword guy. That was swinging a sword around.
Another one, you seen Never Back Down?
No, I haven't.
There's a part in that movie where there's this guy. There's like MMA fighters, and there's this guy. He's like flipping around. He's doing all these flips and tricks and kicks and everything. And he comes up, and one of the main characters in the movie just punches him one punch, knocks him out. So it was something like that.
You can never go wrong with a scene like that.
No, man, it's awesome because it's like putting somebody in their place. There's nothing more satisfying than seeing somebody put in their place.
Oh yeah. And then Diamondback really talks about. He quotes scripture a lot. We already talked about that.
Yeah.
And he talked about Luke and him comparing him to Cain and Abel, and I could see that at a point. But I was like, man, he almost has the identical story of Abraham and Sarah when they had Isaac and Ishmael.
Yeah.
Because it's a illegitimate son
Mm-hmm.
That is unloved and sent away with the Hagar.
And they go on to like say that Carl Lucas is quote unquote the miracle child.
Yeah,
because
that's
because
like straight out of scripture.
Because his mother was barren.
Yeah,
she couldn't have any children, so kind of like you said, Abraham. He goes off. Sarah gives him the blessing to have a child with another woman, but he's not the miracle child.
Yeah,
because she was too old. So yeah, it's pretty much lines up word for word, almost, in a sense.
And for those who aren't familiar with that story, I'd recommend reading that book. It's in the Bible. I definitely give 10 out of 10 stars for that book.
Book of Genesis.
Yeah. And then I loved when when Diamondback was holding that girl off. And then
Bye,
when
Felicia.
he drops her, bye, Felicia.
Yeah.
And that saying, that quote has really made a resurgence of late. And,
yeah.
I don't even know what it's from, but one of my friends said, was kind of turned his head. And he was like, how do you know that? Because it's from a movie, at least in the 80s or
there's
70s or something.
There's something called Bye Felicia or whatever, and I guess because I didn't hear people start saying it until a year ago or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then I come to find out it's something from a long time ago. So yeah. But
it's coming back into style.
Yeah, but it was hilarious.
And so we have Luke, and he's being framed at the club.
Yep. Again, being framed. Like
hostages.
All the way back to episode 4.
And, of course, and I was thinking about it when it happened, I was like, of course Diamondback, gets away.
Yeah.
And from this point on, it just gets so awesome story-wise. So, I'm totally fine with it, him getting away. It felt kind of cheap at the time, but then I thought about it, and Luke was apprehended, so they weren't really looking for anyone else.
Yeah.
So that's probably how he slipped out.
Yeah, because, he's not really public enemy number one in the police force's eyes,
oh yeah, no one knows who he is.
Because Misty Knight's the only one who's brought him up. It's this Willis Stryker guy, and they're like, okay, whatever.
And she's just been shot in the arm, and no one's listening to her.
Yeah, and she's been from a few episodes, because there's that episode where he confronts her after Luke and Claire were in that clinic trying to fix him up, and Diamondback takes her gun and was about to shoot her, but just did a little pistol whip, knocks her out. She goes crazy after that, sorta.
Yeah.
But she brings him up to the captain, and she's like, whatever. Who's this Willis Stryker guy? Nobody, whatever. So yeah, like you said, he just gets away. Nobody's looking for him. Everybody thinks Luke Cage is the guy doing everything.
Yeah. And episode 12, I forget who says it, but they say this is the end times. Someone says that, and I was like, man, because all these like superpowered beings and alien threats, evil robots, different realms, and I was just like, man, wait till Thanos gets here.
Dude, yeah, I know.
They have no idea what's coming.
Like, Earth hasn't seen what's about to go down.
Yeah.
Like, it's about to be mass chaos in the not just Earth, just the universe.
Yeah. And so Luke escapes custody, and thank God for that one cop.
Yeah.
That let him go, because I mean he would not get out of that.
No. Because I mean, I didn't expect it, but then I started thinking, like, before he said, "All right, I like you," or whatever. I used to see you at the barbershop. I was like, he might let him go, because I mean, how is he going to get out of that if he gets shot again?
Yeah.
But he was like, "Yeah, I know you or you don't remember me or whatever. I see you at the barbershop.
Yeah.
And you were always a good dude. I'm pulling for you." And I'll just tell him that you got away because, I'm old and, I can't keep up with you.
Yeah, yeah. And I loved, at some point someone mentions that, that Diamondback killed, like, all these crime lords.
Yeah.
At the table, except for one. And the Hispanics, but it says the Jamaicans, the Cubans, the Haitians, Dominicans, they're all dead.
Yeah.
When I heard that, I was like, Fisk is sitting in his cell right now with a big smile on his face.
Yeah. He's like, you just made my job easier.
He has even more room.
Yeah.
Less competition.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved, so we saw Stan Lee sighting.
Yep.
As a police officer, employee of the month, that was always fun to see.
A little poster.
And I loved how, here we go, that guy robbing a convenience store.
Mm-hmm.
And then he tries to shoot Luke. And I knew, and it's Method Man who's in there, and I was like, man, that guy looks so familiar.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's cool how Luke is like being so wanted by everyone, and he still will stop to stop a crime.
Yeah.
And then Method Man just gives like a sick rap.
Sway in the morning. That. Shout out.
And then and then the bullet ridden hoodies.
Yeah.
People start doing that, and I was like, man, I need to get one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Those are awesome.
Because Luke, he's not walking, but he was in that convenience store, and those guys shot him up.
Yeah.
He's got all those holes in him, so the cops going to know that's him, because he's got bullet holes in his hoodie. So him and Method Man switch hoodies.
Yeah, yeah.
And Method Man's like, man, this is dope, man. I'm going to wear this. So,
yeah.
And then they start, like, mass producing bulletproof hoodies, and everybody's wearing them, and the cops are like, who? Trying to stop all these dudes, but they all got bulletproof hoodies, and it's not Luke Cage. He's just walking around with a camo hoodie on. But like you said,
I wouldn't want to be the first guy to wear a hoodie like that.
No, but like you said, yeah, that was awesome. I want one.
And then I love when Luke finds Turk and he just puts him in the dump and crushes it.
Yeah. Tells him you can still breathe. You got air, and there's plenty of food if you get hungry.
Yeah. So good.
Oh man.
Then we get Diamondback killing all Hispanics and referencing his pale horse named Death, one of the seven deadly sins, and I was like, oh man, like what is this? So we get to see that the next episode. And one of the things, I mean, he got like such a powerful thing, and I was like, man, I think I mentioned this before, but like, how did he get such power and weaponry? And when anyone's drawn to such revenge, they'll go to any lengths.
Yeah.
To get what they want done.
Mm-hmm.
He's obviously financed somehow by Justin Hammer.
Yeah.
And then we get the real Diamondback in his suit.
Mm-hmm. The power suit.
And the first thing I wrote on episode 13 was like, since when does Hammer Tech actually work? Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I guess they've always been in business, so they won't go out of business. But
they just had that one dud, I guess.
Yeah, that was just too good to be true.
Mm-hmm.
So the suit is definitely a shout out to the original comics with the color scheme and the way it looks. It doesn't look very new age.
No, it kind of has that old school look to it.
Yeah, but it's still believable.
It's kind of like it kind of looks like something you would see in Fallout.
Yeah,
it was like something from the 50s, but in modern time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so they have this full-on street fight. It's really cool because there's like people all around cheering, ooh and on, and people talking about each other's mamas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. But it ends up Diamondback's batteries run out, so he can take him down.
And something about that though, that fight, I thought because with Daredevil and Jessica Jones, those ending fights usually lasted close to the end of the episode.
Yeah,
like episode.
That was something I was like, what are they gonna do?
Yeah, because that fight for Luke Cage actually started at the end of episode 12 with they're fighting in the barbershop. Yeah. And then episode 13 starts and they're fighting and it moves out to the street. And then I think it's like 13 or 15 minutes into the episode and the fight's over and there's still 40 minutes left to go or 30 half hour left to go. I'm like, dang, what's happening here? So, but I mean, we'll talk about it here in a second. There's a lot of stuff that happens really.
Yeah, so it's like basically, I mean, they take Luke in, but Misty Knight tells she's the one who interrogates him in quotations.
Yeah.
And gets the whole story just for everyone else. But it's become obvious to people by now, and she obviously believes it, that he's not behind any of these nefarious acts.
Yeah, and they take in Mariah Dillard also, and they question her.
Yeah, and the one who was and they have that whole scene, but they have a killer witness, but too bad Misty Knight dropped her phone in the barbershop. Shade's got it.
Yep.
Texted, I think her name was Candace.
Yep.
And she's done.
Yep.
So I was like, oh, man.
Shade just popped her right outside a store.
But Mariah, she is full-blown evil now.
Yeah, man.
So I think the love thing between her and Shade is just weird.
Yeah, I thought that was weird, too. It just kind of...
I think it's...
But it kind of adds to, like, she's kind of, like, messed up in the head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I just think their ages, they seem, like, really off.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, like, though, she's, like, really... They're both messed up in the head, so whatever,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird to me, too.
And Claire is saying, okay, but then we get... So everything's cool, but then, of course, Luke's been on the TV so much that Seagate, marshals come and they get him. Take him back to Seagate.
Because during the fight, Mariah, or it was either after the fight, one of the two, she's talking to the news crew, and she names drops and says, "Hey, Luke Cage, he's really Carl Lucas," and names drop. And gives that name out.
Yeah.
So that's what draws Seagate back to him to take him back because he's really a man on the run. He escaped prison. He didn't just get out. He escaped.
Yeah.
They just thought he was
the
dead.
only good thing about that is, Bobby Fischer finds the files. So he'll be all right, but it'll be cool. It'll be cool having Matt come in and Clear's name.
Yeah, because I think that's one thing I think that will happen
in Defenders.
The start of Defenders. Luke Cage will be in prison. Jessica Jones doing whatever she's doing.
She'll be hungover.
Yeah, Iron Fist will be doing whatever he's doing, and then Matt walks into Seagate Prison, sits down with Luke, and has the files or whatever, and said, "Here, I have the proof of your innocence that you were framed. Right here, here's the files."
This gets me so pumped. Like, it's going to be an Avengers-esque feeling.
Yeah, like you were saying, Claire Temple is the Nick Fury of the Defenders. Because she knows Jessica Jones, she knows Matt Murdock, and now she knows Luke Cage now also. And
then Foggy will definitely hear about Jessica Jones because now they have the same boss.
Yeah, because he works for Hogarth now.
Yeah.
And however they bring Iron Fist in, we'll see. Because we got a few more months. March 17th, 2017 is when that comes out. So we'll find out.
And I really liked how they put. You said Colleen Wing.
Colleen Wing. Yeah, they had.
And I didn't know who that was. I just saw the martial arts lessons, so I thought. So I did think, I was like, oh, that's probably something with the self-defense lessons with someone from Iron Fist.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's cool.
Well, yeah. Now that you brought that up, thinking about that, because I told you that, hey, Colleen Wing, she's like a martial artist too, and she's going to be in Iron Fist. So
yeah,
that kind of further, because Claire pulls that little tab to call the number for, I guess, a self-defense class or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And, Colleen knows Iron Fist, so that kind of adds to, hey,
connectivity.
Yeah, Claire will probably meet Danny, and that's how, she'll bring either adding more to that she's like the Nick Fury of the Defenders.
Yeah.
Like, hey.
And then we get, at the end of the episode, we got kind of little extras. We get full-on Misty Knight, full fro.
Yeah, fro, turtleneck, the whole 9 yards, dude. I was like, yes.
And
except for the arm. Except for the arm. I thought when they shot her arm, they hit her artery in her arm, I thought she was losing the arm and was going to get a new arm.
That may happen. It could happen after, there could be some complications with it.
Yeah, that's true. But I just thought
real life.
But yeah, I was just like, yes, they're giving her an arm. She's gonna get an arm.
Yeah.
Tony Stark's gonna make it.
Yes.
But it didn't happen. I was like, dang. But I mean, it doesn't take away from the show, obviously. It's just something.
And then we get the scene of the doctor who gave Luke Cage his powers going into the hospital treating Diamondback.
Yep.
And then I'm like, oh man, he has the same DNA, almost. So that'll be season 2. That'll be fun.
Yep. It's gonna be very interesting.
For sure. All right, you got anything else?
Yeah, we just pretty much the end of the episode is Luke going back to Seagate, going to serve his time, and
But we know he'll be all right.
Yeah, I mean he probably could escape the prison again if he wanted to, but
Oh yeah,
he's not going to. So
well, they have the bullets now, so
that's true. Yeah,
it's not exactly like a Superman situation, like him turning himself in.
Yeah,
but it's close.
Yeah, but yeah, I just gotta say it was a great series. Can't wait for Iron Fist. Can't wait for Defenders. Can't wait for all of them to be together. It's gonna be great. I can't wait.
Netflix will totally crash when Defenders drops.
Oh shoot! Because I mean, if it crashes for Luke Cage, come on.
Yeah, because all those people who watch Luke Cage are gonna be there.
Yeah.
All the other shows.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty much everything I got also. So, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. We'll have a full show review, point out some Easter eggs that we saw, and go over what's going to come next with Defenders, and just can't wait. And be on the lookout for a Doctor Strange movie review once that comes out. which I cannot wait for.
And I'm gonna dress. I don't know about Zach, but I'm dressing him as a doctor, so I'm gonna go get my scrubs.
Yeah, man.
Free Strange.
And next week, more Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., more Ghost Rider, more reviews from us from that. So, yeah, stay tuned, and thank you guys for watching.
See y'all.
See ya.